Here's my honest review after owning the Google Pixel 10 Pro for 2 months now. In this video, I'll be covering the gaming performance of the Tensor G5 chip, as well as some hidden settings that I turned on immediately and how I've been customizing the Pixel 10 Pro. So let's get into it. So these are some of the settings that I turned on immediately. So head on over to settings, and then here navigate to system, and in here then navigate to gestures. And then once in here, you're gonna turn all of these on. Use quick tap to take screenshots. You're gonna turn that on. What this does is that when you want to take a screenshot, all you need to do is tap the back of the phone like this and it will take a screenshot. And then you'll have it here at the bottom, and you'll have quick access to settings and sharing features. And then the next setting, you're gonna head on over back to your gestures here. And then here you're gonna turn on double press power button for camera. That's my favorite. You can also do wallet if you prefer, but for me, I like the camera feature. So when I double tap this, I can see the camera. And then with that, I love the flip camera selfie feature. So I turn this on. What this does is that when I'm taking a picture like this, I can easily go like this and it will flip to the front facing camera like this. Do it again, and then it will go back to the rear view camera. So I think that's really cool. I don't know why I called it rear view, but to the back camera. We'll go back to the back camera. And then the next setting that I love to turn on is the tap to check phone. So what this does is when the phone is turned off, you can double tap it and you can see your notifications and time easily. The other thing that I love to turn on is the lift to check phone, which you saw in action right now. So basically when my phone is turned off and set on the table and I pick it up, it will turn on the screen and I'll be able to immediately see the time and any notifications that I have. So that has become very useful for me to quickly check any notifications. The next one that I recommend is the one-handed mode. What this does is brings down the menus so that you can easily access them, because it is still a very pretty tall phone. So this just makes it easier to do one-hand operation on it. My next absolute favorite one is the flip to shush. So what this does is if I have any notifications or anything like that, I can just flip it over and it will go silent. And this will help. So if I'm in a meeting, I can quickly just kind of say, okay, I need to take this later, not right now, instead of trying to fidget to turn off the volume. After changing those settings under gestures, I would go back to the system settings and go into navigation mode. And what I turned on was a circle to search. And what this does is that, for example, let's say I'm on YouTube and I want to search something on my screen. All I need to do is hold down on this bar right here at the bottom, like this, and it will bring up basically Google search. But what's really cool is that you can just circle whatever you're seeing and it will quickly do a Google search for you, and you can easily get more information like this. So those are some of my favorite settings to turn on the Google Pixel. And then next up is how I actually customize my Google Pixel 10 Pro. The first thing that I really love doing is changing up the wallpaper to live effect. So if you hold down on the home screen and then you select wallpaper and style here at the top, and then here you're going to go up and then hit live effect, which should be the first option right here. And once you've selected the image you want to use, head on over here in the bottom. You're gonna see 3 different options. Go ahead and click weather, and then once you're in weather, you're gonna see options like this. My favorite thing to do is to actually change the weather, but you can also put it so it takes the local weather of wherever you're located. It changes to that. But for me, I like to just choose it manually. So like when I was in the winter, I put snow. Right now it's raining, and I think that it looks kind of cool. So I'm gonna select rain, and then here you can slide this bar for the intensity. So I like it to show like it's pouring rain, which happens a lot here in Texas. And then once you're done and you selected how you want it to look like, then just click this little check mark. So hit next, so it actually saves it, and then hit apply. Okay, to change my icons, I don't like the standard circular ones or colorful ones. So what I've been doing is I changed the icons to be squared, and I also like the themed icons. So what you do is in that wallpaper and settings menu, you're gonna scroll down until you see icons, and then here click on that, and the second option goes, so originally they're circular, but if you click the second option right here, you can have squared icons, or you can have any of these other shapes here, but like my favorite is the squared ones like that. And also I've turned on the themed icons, because if they're not the themed ones, you'll have these colorful icons. But if you turn on themed icons, which is still in beta feature, you're gonna have these in a singular color. And if you don't like the color that it applied based on your wallpaper, you can also change that. But this is my favorite thing. Do note that this is still in beta, so what I've noticed happen to me is that sometimes my icons will disappear from the home screen and I'll just have to drag them back in. Now, if you want to change the colors because you don't like the color of the icons that it picked, just go back and then hit colors, and then here you can pick the colors that you want. So it gives you like a few options and you can kind of pick from there. But if you don't like those, you can also hit right here where it says other colors and you can pick from here. Now it doesn't actually let you pick any specific colors like based on hex code or anything like that, but it does give you more options to choose from. But I like to use the wallpaper colors to kind of have a cohesive minimalist look, so I've been loving doing that. And this is how the themed icons looked on the home screen. Do keep in mind that when you scroll up into your actual app drawer, the icons will still look like the original, so they'll still be circular and they'll still be colorful, but at least in your home screen you have a very cohesive look, very minimalist, and I absolutely love that about the Pixel. So on the Google Pixel, you're not able to change the font of the phone, but I think this cute little neat feature is actually very nice, and I applied it immediately to my phone, which is if you go into display and touch in your settings, so go in here and then you scroll down until you see display size and text right here, and then click on that, and then here you can actually change the size of your font. This is what I have currently, but that's not my favorite thing. My favorite thing is that you can actually bold your text. So by default the text comes like this, but I like to enable bolding the text, and I just think it looks so much cuter and much more fun. I don't know, I just love bold text, so I immediately turned that on, and I was so happy when I saw that that option was there. And then right underneath that there's also the screensaver option, which is this right here, and I absolutely love this feature. I spoke about it in my previous video. The screensaver feature is so fun because it basically turns your phone when it's charging into like a little dock, and it's just so fun. So what I've been using is this one right here with the clock, and then when you set it down on your charger, it will display the time for you, and I just think it looks really cool. And my absolute favorite feature that Google Pixel adopted was magnetic charging. That's really fun. Obviously you don't need to enable that, but that has been really fun for me. I actually changed the colors from natural to adaptive as well. You can do this under display and touch, and I feel like they look more vibrant like that. So now let's get into the gaming performance, specifically compared against my other devices, and you'll see that next. So let's see how it performs. Exact same settings. I feel like I have more screen real estate on the Pixel because it's a punch hole camera versus you have the dynamic island here, which takes a significant portion of the screen right there. For reference. And then let's start the game here. it's my same account, so I can't actually play on both devices at the same time. Over here you can see the performance. I know there was a lot of concern because of the benchmarks, I guess. There was a significant difference against other flagship devices, but once you're actually using it, I haven't found any issues. I feel like it performs just as good as my other devices. Okay, I think we've been playing for a few minutes now, and I feel that it is hotter on the Pixel, but not by too much, okay? It's honestly very comparable. I don't think the aluminum's making much of a difference. I think it took longer to get to this point. In terms of gaming performance, I think that in real life situations, it performs very closely to each other. A lot of people had reservations when it came to the chip, but I think the performance is pretty similar. Thank you for watching today's video, and leave me a comment on what you think of the Google Pixel 10 Pro down below. Bye! See you on the next one. My camera's overheating.